Hello to the channel, welcome back everyone. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're looking forward to another midweek of European action coming up. There is some All-Star stuff coming up as well. Got some MLS teams playing the CONCACAF, and then as you can see in the side of the screen there, we've got the MLS coming back this weekend. So must admit I'm quite excited about the MLS coming back. I quite like it being in its own division. Got all this stuff with the streaks. I don't know if anyone's higher than Will Ferrell yet, but everybody's going to be trying to be streaking. Prices are pretty high, which I've seen a few kind of murmurs about, but yeah, that's fine. For a classic, for example, it's good to have nice prizes to go at. So we'll come back to the MLS later on in the week. Celtic are playing tomorrow night. I'll try. Excuse me. Try not to choke in my dinner. I'll try and get the rewards video up tomorrow night. I don't think it'll be that exciting one in terms of actual openings, but the moment sitting on two podiums and contenders, a good bit of cash, and might hold on to some cards in the ultra defensive as well. As just before the Celtic game, so we'll see, and then we'll get a full preview video done for the weekend. The weekend's going to be particularly exciting because we've got the MLS coming back, and yeah, I think everybody's quite buzzing about that, and I'm pretty sure we've got the Argentinian special and the K-League and the J-League specials and everything coming up soon as well. So we'll cover off anything like that in the upcoming videos as well. Anyways, first and foremost, let's do the preview. I will also cover off the Celtic prediction as well, although I'm not recommending anyone really goes too daft on Celtic away at Bayern Munich. There's the first reason why, because in terms of expected goals, Bayern Munich are right up there against Celtic. So yeah, tough game for Celtic. Bayern Munich, I mean, I was at that game at Celtic Park. It was brilliant atmosphere. Bayern fans contributed to that as well. So if you're watching, you're a Bayern fan, amazing. Top level team to play against, proper elite team. There's no two ways about it. Celtic have played pretty well. I mean, limited Bayern to very few chances, but the ones Bayern got, they took, and Celtic could maybe have scored more than one, but scored a goal, was offside. Could have got a penalty. Just one of those things. Done okay. So, I'm not quite watching this game from behind my couch tomorrow night, but yeah, I probably will be. To be fair, I mean, 3xG sounds quite accurate, to be honest, based on Bayern's strength. But hopefully Celtic will set up quite well. We'll go through a preview and then we'll come back to the Celtic prediction, because I do know that a lot of people have got Celtic cards, and I'm not holding out any real hope of winning anything SO5 wise, but I'm sure people will be playing them in lineups somewhere. Paris Saint-Germain against Brest, 2.89 XG, 51% clean sheet percentage, and around about 0.6 XG against. So you'll see the sheet's been updated. Gallup Sorare probabilities, this has sheet, and some more information getting added in there as well, which is quite good. Just kind of getting used to it myself. And you'll see you've got other stats here, including team possession, etc., which is quite nice to have all that information, obviously, at hand if you want it. This isn't my spreadsheet, so I can't take any real credit for that. Paris Saint-Germain did win 3-0 against Brest the last time. You'll see in a wee minute when you see my lineup, so I'll be using my Brest players, but not with any real hope, if I'm honest. Panathinaikos aren't a licensed team, but they do have some players kicking about. Not necessarily in the season. Palestri's there. I think he's maybe injured at the moment. Tete's there. I think there's somebody else there who used to play in the Turkish league as well. So it's always interesting to look out for stuff like that. Some cards kicking about. Jagiellonia. It's easy for me to say. I'm only on the actual Coke Zero as well, not on the beer this time. Thankfully, don't really have any licensed players. So move on to Real Madrid. You can see that the stats are accurate, because 2.18 XG, 24% clean sheet percentage, and 1.44 expected goals against. So that looks pretty accurate for Real Madrid's season. I do mention them quite a lot, probably with a bit of moaning on X or Twitter, whatever people want to call it. But they've been a bit of a disaster for me. Loads of injuries.
just like even at weekend they were doing okay, and Bellingham was sent off for swearing. It just seems to be carnage. The other thing I really don't like, I'm just being honest, I did put a post about it, like Sorare restricting people to 3 players in the same team. I don't really know why they've done that at this stage of the competition. I think it was really unfair to do so as well. Okay, Sorare run the competitions, they can do specials, it's their competitions, I get all that, but people are encouraged throughout the season to collect. So you collect a team, you think, okay, Real Madrid are at home, I want to run my Real Madrid guys, and you can't use the full team. I just don't get it. I just don't. Obviously, Specialist was a bit of a disaster with rolling locks, and maybe they're searching for all the right sort of answers. But the restrictions and the Specialist stuff and everything, that's better when there's more teams on. But as you get less teams on, obviously, galleries won't have as big a pool to play from. Obviously, from my point of view, I don't play as much champion season, so that might be more of a specific problem to me. But I'm sure other people run into this at some point. And if you had picked out a Brest stack and they were, doing very well, and then they were playing in one of these games, and you only have that collection, do you really want to be having to go and buy some Real Madrid players to play with them or whatever? I don't think so. AC Milan against Feyenoord, pretty good fixture for AC Milan. You see, I will be using in particular Pavlovic, who I got really quite cheaply recently, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Galatasaray against AZ, that's a funny, trappy one. I mean, AZ did hammer them in the last game. Galatasaray obviously wanted to come back. I think it was a 3-goal deficit. I think it finished 4-1. So, pretty interesting. Still 2xG, that does kind of make sense to me. I think at home you expect Galatasaray to score a few. Cruzeiro against Santos Laguna, so the Mexican team's playing. I don't know if we've got the data in here for the CONCACAF, so we'll have come back to obviously Messi and all that sort of stuff when we get onto the team selections. Anything else sticking out? Liverpool Villa, again, that'll be an all-star because EPL is not open under the current rules. Benfica against Monaco. It's a weird one. I mean, Trubin just only seems to keep clean sheets in the big games. Like, you get the best game of the weekend, it's he's got a 60% clean sheet percentage, just does nothing, and then puts in like an 80 or a 90 against Juventus or against Monaco or whatever. They're not that good at the back, if I'm honest, Benfica, so it's maybe not necessarily just his fault. I think they've been conceding too many this season in general. Bit spoiled with Celtic as well. Some other fun games there. We've got Betis playing. Anthony's turned into a world beater now. He's away from Man United. And we've got Sociedad and Midtjylland. 20 are playing away at Bodo Glimt. And Ajax against St Galwaz, which is all pretty interesting. So, Celtic lineup wise, this is my initial prediction. I'm just going to update the notes and everything once I've had a proper think about it. I do think actually I'll probably switch this to Maeda starting through the middle. I think if there was one guy that will 100% start this game, it'll be Maeda. I do think definitely start as well. So if anyone drops out, it might be Ida. Got Greg Taylor in on the template is 95%, but I mean he does play a lot of games, but you could see something change tactically here. I mean, as in my head, I'm thinking that Schlupp might start just because of his overall pace, and Bayern Munich have got Michael Elise there, who just brilliant and everything. He's quick and he's like good at putting the ball in the net and he's good at passing. It's just really annoying when you're playing against him. Although from a Sorare point of view, I did have his limit for most of the season and I loved actually having him. Midfield's pretty set. So again, this is the kind of current Celtic template, which I will update. To be honest, I guess that the thing with the 3 and the 2 is that, you can only play 3 players for the same team. So maybe it does tempt people to say, right, we'll play a Maeda, he scored in the home game, etc. But you're probably going to play like a couple of guys from Real Madrid, and if you're avoiding the Real Madrid goalkeeper, you could play maybe De Bruyne or somebody else in Man City, and you could mix in somebody from elsewhere. I don't think Celtic away at Bayern is a really good type of fixture for the SO5 side of things, but there we go. It is what it is. So I have picked some lineups and everything here. As I said, for the current game week, pretty decent. I mean, a really good amount of cash. Just the Alistair Johnson not starting, everything's been a killer. But as it stands, 2 podiums. I'll shut up now because Opta usually do me a disservice when I start talking about stuff like that. And yeah, Alistair Johnson not starting really sort of killed me in a couple of competitions as well. But still sitting in a tier 2 in ultra defensive. Looks like Gotokus Kai's out. So he has a second game, but he's injured, etc. So a bit of bad luck there. So let's see what I've put together for the lineups anyway, taking all that into account. So firstly, in the super rare side of things, I'm expecting to win nothing. I mean, will Celtic get a clean sheet? They did against Atalanta. I dare say if Kasper Schmeichel gets a clean sheet, it'll probably be in the 80s or the 90s in this game. But you never know, it might be a tight affair. I don't have a lot of selection in terms of in-season super rare, so it's got to be kind of Celtic heavy. Daniel Svensson, interesting one, just a guy I picked up from North Shilland, and looks like he's got in already for Dortmund, so quite an exciting one to look out for. Not putting any monster scores yet, but I mean he's getting a game for Dortmund, so you've got to keep an eye on that. Second team's just kind of I'm only playing Lazar Samardzic there just because basically I need an in-season card. For the rare versions, so I think my best team is obviously Courtois. Pavlovic, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, got him for 20 quid recently, so it shows you there's a lot of value about in rare certain points. Bellingham and Mbappe. I think Real scored 3 goals against Man City away, so you wouldn't put it past them scoring a good few goals at home, right? Bellingham's obviously going to play. He's got suspension coming up. Trincao I've put in there, because I can't play another Real Madrid player. I'd like to actually play, Vinny or Rodrigo, but I can't because of the rules. So anyway, shut up about that, but I just not really that happy about those rules. Trubin I mentioned, he seems to put up quite big scores in Europe, so you just never know. Probably concede about 4 now. Brest I'm playing, I mean, PSG must feel as if they're through, right? So if there's an attitude issue there, Brest could cause a surprise. I'm not expecting anything there, but I really bought them for some of the better fixtures in France and really kind of lower end of the sort of Champ Rare, etc. In limited, I think King and Lee's worth a shout. I mean, I do think that Paris Saint-Germain will probably beat Brest, so you can get some interesting selections there. So yeah, I quite like this team. Again, Kvaradona might or might not start. I mean, I'd imagine some of these guys who are 10% might kind of get rotated in because PSG are 3-0 up. Who knows? But you'd have to fancy them at home, and it's not fancied that King and Lee or Kvaradona will start, but you could rotate a wee bit, and PSG usually do. So I don't mind taking a risk. All-Star is going to be quite fun. I mean, this is definitely one of my favourite teams, so probably just end on this. Does look like Messi's right in the middle of my face. Hang on, I'll need to move myself. So yeah, Messi was right in the middle of my face. So it's quite cool to put these guys together. There's no doubt about it. I mean, quite a strong cohort in terms of the rare sort of classic side of things. So Alisson, Liverpool have not been as good defensively recently. Aston Villa are a funny one. I did sort of toy with putting in Virgil van Dijk there. Probably be a good call actually, but I just think that Jordi Alba and Messi against Kansas. I mean, Kansas weren't really that good last season, if I'm honest, and if one thing Miami can do, it's usually score goals. And the weather's looking a bit dodgy, but I can see the manager, Mascherano, said he thinks he'll play. Mo Salah's been insane this season. There's no EPL comp, so it's kind of the only place I can play him. And Ryan Gold, again, is a guy who does, when he goes big, really usually hits, sort of nice high peak scores. So that's a really fun team. It's really cool to have guys like that back. And from an all-star point of view, there is a star available. I think the prize pool has been updated. I'm pretty sure the MLS cards are now going in there as well. Let's have a look at, because they're quite pricey at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Messi's there. Gabriel Peck, who I'm not really sure who will stay at LA Galaxy. I think they'll be disappointing this season, LA Galaxy, but look at all these players you can win, so that's obviously pretty cool. So yeah, LA Galaxy wise, Puig is out, and he was the sort of main man in terms of scoring, and Heck was sensational as well. But just so many changes there that I would keep a watching brief on that rather than going absolutely crazy for the limited and rares. Now, if I went for Nashville, always had a good connection with sort of Willis and Zimmerman and Hani Mukhtar ever since the start when they came on and they were winning me loads of stuff. I do think they'll actually be pretty decent this season. Underperformed a bit last season, so could be quite good. Anyways, we'll call it a day there. That's the preview. We'll have more information up for the weekend in terms of looking ahead to the MLS, any specials that are on at the weekend, etc. Thanks again for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. We're relatively close on the essence as well, so we might have a craft for the giveaway tomorrow night as well if we pull in enough essence, which I think we should do based on boxes, a fair number of limited boxes there, so hopefully should have that up as well. But anyways, if you're playing midweek blend in customary fashion, good luck, go for it.